Hey guys, what's up? How ya doing? I'm here to talk to you guys about the new episode of One Piece Log Fishman Island Saga on episode 6. This episode right here was actually pretty nice, and the way how it was handled in the edited version seems like to me there are some things I do remember, but not too much to a point that I should be concerned about it. So if anything else, let's just get this started right away. We have to it. It picks off in last week's episode where Luffy refuses to do or listen to what that ugly fishman says to Luffy, like obey him, I guess, and they manage to escape. Sadly, though, because they tried to escape, the Straw Hats end up separated from their boat and from each other. Luffy will later end up with Usopp, Sanji, and Chopper, and they will meet up with their best friend or friend of theirs, Kami, the mermaid. You know, the girl the female mermaid that actually was in a Shaburi archipelago and got into a little nasty situation. But other than that, they end up having to be okay and meet Kami's friends. They end up having to say, hey, what's up? And Sanji's enjoying himself to the fullest, knowing that he's surrounded by beautiful mermaids. You get the idea. Eventually, we get to a scene where that guy who tries to get Luffy to listen to him or submit to him ends up going to his boss, and his boss tells him, hey, okay, bring him over here. Not much I can tell you. And as the episode continues on, we have to it that Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper will be talking about like what's been happening. But Luffy said he wants to meet Jinbei since he promised to do so 2 years ago. Kami was about to tell Luffy a lot of things. Unfortunately, it gets cut short after the three princes of the Fishman Island shows up and asks if they find anyone called Luffy. And eventually their cover will get blown because freaking Sanji is perverted, and you know what happened to him. He gets a nasty nosebleed and pretty much cannot and is about to die very soon. Luffy is met up by the stupid fishman guy, ugly guy again, and he later on gets pounded easily by Luffy. And eventually we have to it that Kami will later on take something from Fukaboshi's ride, I guess, and says that I'll return it to you once we get Sanji for some first aid. And eventually we get to see towards the very ending of the episode where Fukaboshi's like, oh man, I should have told him about Jinbei's message. Now I can't do that because he's not understanding the situation and now he's gone. So talk about some things being a little difficult than it has to be. So pretty much all I can really tell you, Luffy and the others enter Fishman Island, but they got separated. Luffy, Sanji, and Usopp and Chopper will end up with Kami, while the other half, we don't know what happened to them. As the episode continues on, they end up hanging out with the mermaids of Kami's friends, and of course they get a little spotted and want to be talked to by Prince Fukaboshi. And as for the others, let's just say this strange fishman enemy or so is trying to get Luffy to bring to him to his boss, and unfortunately he can't do that because Luffy's just too strong to handle. And eventually, Kami will later on hijack one of the three prince of the kingdom of Fishman Island ship, and they end up having to we'll be right back, and then because Sanji has a major nosebleed and he needs a blood transfusion, and his freaking stupid rare blood type is freaking super rare, I guess, if that's one way how to put it. Anyways, looking forward to the next episode, and gonna keep talking about this saga, even if it's just a special edited version, because that's all I can do for the anime until we get back to Egghead Island. So, peace out, bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!